how do we navigate this space where we feel or recognize the presence of despair in our life and we long for hope? There's that gap between those two. Despair and hope seem to be like fire and ice, two forces that would seem to negate one another. I have wondered about this a lot because I think a lot of people wrestle with despair. Certainly now, in a time with the global pandemic going on, it's easy to have those potholes of despair along this road. But I have come to wonder over the last few years if despair and hope are kind of like countermeasures in our experience. Hope is something that, like a candle in a fog, or a candle on a dark, gloomy evening when the twilight begins to settle and all of the world seems to shift, hope glows and allows this warm burning of light to be diffuse in our experience. Despair is the flashlight that pierces, but despair in a fog or in mist refracts off of all of those water droplets in the fog. Or if you try to take a flash picture during a snowstorm, all you see are the illuminated snowflakes. So it looks like we're lost in an ash storm after a volcanic eruption. And so, even in the same way that when our world turns upside down and when there is despair that is present, even like for a lightning bolt flash in our life, it's almost like a strobe light, and it takes a snapshot of the experience, and then we get trapped in that story, in that moment, with those like with that flash photography, and the snowflakes are highlighted, and then we can't tell if we're in a snowstorm or if we're trapped in an ash cloud after an eruption. So holding on to hope, longing for hope, seems to be this difficult place of, this is going to sound impossible, but it's a stepping back to see a bigger frame, a bigger picture, an expansiveness where that candlelight can exist. Because if we light a match and if we light a candle in fog and we're standing very close to that flame, all we can see is the flame, and we can't see how that light diffuses and can illuminate even the space that's covered by fog. So in order to have our path illuminated by hope, we need a little bit of distance. And that's hard, because when our world turns upside down and when that lightning bolt of despair shows up, it can feel paralyzing. And you know what? That's okay. There's a reason why when thunder happens, when lightning and thunder happens, dogs get scared. There's a reason why when we don't know what's going on, we have that moment of, that's okay. Give yourself a break. Holding on to hope holding out for hope is a process of step by step, breath by breath. The recognition that I'm going to inhale, and then I'll exhale, and then I'll do it again. I'll inhale, and I'll remember that this moment and this mist is not the only part of my landscape right now. Lightning bolts happen, thunder happens, snowstorms occur, mist rolls in, and sometimes we have a candle and sometimes we have a flashlight. But you got this. Take a breath and recognize that even as there is despair, there is also hope, even if you can't see it right now. I'm Catherine Gabriel-Jones. I'm an encouragement coach, and I will strike a match and light a candle to remind you that I believe in you.